Welcome, Cancer. This is your weekly focus for April the 9th through to the 15th, 2018. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now let's turn to the cards and see what they will reveal about the energy that surrounds us and how to use it positively so we can go forward in a new light. We have the King of Cups as our first card. You're really being asked to look at your plan. You're being asked to look at your plan. This is dear old dad sitting there, stereotypical dad. He wants to make sure that you have the best life possible. And so he asks the questions nobody else is willing to ask. Do you have a plan? Who are you going with? What do they bring to the table? Are they good people to hang around with? Do they strengthen you? What's your goals? What's your dreams? What's your vision of tomorrow? Do you have a job? Where do you hope that takes you? So it's about asking yourselves a lot of hard questions, and it is about being truthful in the answers, not allowing an illusion to cloud your reality of where you're going and who you are becoming and what you want to be. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Aces symbolize a new path that is awaiting you, and we do have the new moon happening on Sunday. So this week, as I've cautioned everybody so far, okay, this week we are still in the full moon energy. This week we are still in the Mercury retrograde energy. On the 15th, on Sunday, we have the new moon. Mercury goes stationary direct. So we step into all kinds of new energies, new possibilities. New paths, new forms of abundance. So how do you define abundance? Dear old dad is asking the questions. How do you define abundance? What will make you feel successful, happy, grounded, secure, going forward? What does it entail? In all parts of your life, because we had the King of Cups as our first card, so we have to look at the whole picture. We have to look at the complete plan. It's not just work and career. It's not just love in our relationships. It's a combination of everything, bringing it all together, understanding that path of abundance that we are asking for. Two of Cups, so we could have new relationships come in this week, absolutely. New sparks within old relationships. Maybe this is just somebody you knew in the community and they become your best friend overnight. You have this talk and it's, wow, we have so much in common. I never knew it before. So this could be new opportunities coming in. This could be, it's usually meeting somebody or that really changes your road here. So look at the people that you are associated with. Look at the new people coming into your life. Look at the groups that you belong to and the people within those groups and what groups make you feel alive and strong and true to yourself. What groups allow you to do that? And what people allow you to do that? For our underlying energy, we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, now this is an energy that we can't really, we have to consciously attach ourselves to this energy in order for it to work in our favor. And this is, yeah, looking towards the future, looking towards the new path. And we've been talking about that throughout this. But what's different here is it's not limiting yourself. It's opening yourself up to the realm of possibility in your life. So be careful on the quick judgments of a group or an affiliation or a friend or even your job or career as not being the right thing for you or somebody upsets you in some way. Don't limit yourself. Back it up, okay? We are in the full moon energy. We are in the Mercury retrograde energy. We don't want to say something that's going to burn a bridge. We want to keep all of our options open. We want to expand the possibilities, so we don't want to attach ourselves too much. Even though we have the plan, we have a rough cut plan, and we know where we want to go. Don't attach yourself too much to how it's going to play out. What comes into the picture, what doesn't come into the picture. So don't exclude things this week in your life. Don't burn a bridge. Don't say no to something without giving it contemplation. And definitely, we don't want to say yes to something that's going to bind us to a commitment or an obligation that actually hinders us going forward. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's a little bit blurry, but yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of reminiscing. We're going to be doing a lot of looking back, unplugging, recharging, recalibrating, reinvestigating, asking some questions that we need answers to in order to make the right decision, in order to have all the facts, all the knowledge. We could also be looking back on some things that we've let slide in our life that we want to bring back into our life. Things that have to do with our relationships, because there's two of us here, but how about our creativity? How about how we had a bunch of old cups laying around with kids and we decided to fill them with flowers and have a drink of beauty and love. How have you allowed your creativity to actually slip away from you, and how can you manifest that creativity to be something more in your relationships and work and who you are, and maybe making some strong alliances within relationships by allowing yourself to be yourself, to show yourself, to bring your gifts, your unique talents, your abilities to the table in some way where you haven't before. You've held back, you've kept it in a box within you. So our overriding energy would then be the Queen of Wands. I love the Queen of Wands. She's full of fire, she's full of energy, she's full of creativity. She wants action, she wants things to happen. So how are we going to implement the plan? Implement the plan. I don't know why I can't say that word all of a sudden. Well, we need to be grounded. We need to be a diplomat. We need to pay attention to our intuition. We need to have the plan. We need to have the goal in place. I get the sense of letting your true self out this week. Or once the new moon hits, it's how to bring that person into being in every day. Of not hiding your beauty, your sensuality, your gifts, your talents, your abilities. You're being asked, you're being called to, you're being told. And pay attention to how you're being told, what you're being asked of. Through God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe source, those conversations you seemingly have with yourself. Queen never got to be a queen by letting ego rule. So be careful that it's not your ego. What will people think? I've never done that before. How will people act? Will they accept me? Will they love me? Thursday being the gray area, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the Three of Swords. Be careful with your words. Be careful with your actions. Think them through. I do get a heaviness with this card. So, I have to say it out loud, even though I don't want to, because I love being positive and I'm trying to pull in the positive here. And I think there is a great positive because there is a light, there is an angel flying over top. And you know what? It's actually two angels, and one has hold of the other to make sure that they don't fall. So be careful in your friendships and your relationships, that you're not allowing somebody to fall, that you are doing that extra mile for them so that you can look yourself in the eye and say, I did everything in my power before you maybe walk away from a relationship, end a relationship, put some kind of completion or ending or closure to a relationship. I don't think it's an easy step for you, so there's probably somebody in your life where but have you done everything? Ask yourself if you've gone the extra mile, and it's up to them now to take that energy and move with it. So I don't envy your position here when it comes to your relationships. Know that it moves you into something special because it is going into the new moon. It is getting a new lease on life. It is, we have the Ace of Pentacles here. It says it's strong. It moves you into a new opportunity. Is there a relationship that has been pulling you down? You're seeing the trueness of it now. Um, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a one-on-one. You may look around you and say, why am I with all these people? I don't even like being here anymore. And moving into new groups, moving into new associations. Maybe you join a new group or people that are more like-minded or more supportive. You can't be the only one supporting. People have to support you back. It has to be a two-way street. Work, career, Four of Pentacles. So, the first thing that came to my mind is you are probably in an okay job, doing okay, and why rock the boat? You got what you got, and it's seeing you through. But there's a part of you that knows that there's this door behind you, that if you just turn around and you look at it, you see where the true abundance can be in your work, in your career. It's almost like a fear of losing what you already have in order to step forward into a new career, a new job, a new way of defining yourself as a person. Maybe you are stifling your money by just keeping it under the mattress, and it needs to start working for you in some way, and to look at different ways of investing your money long term for that long term security. So this isn't a week to act, but it's definitely where I would be journaling. It's definitely where I would be meditating, praying, reflecting on what am I holding on to so strongly when it comes to job, career, money, finances, how we define ourselves, that it's actually limiting our growth now. And at one point in our life, it probably kept us very safe, and it probably took a lot of work to get to this position. And we don't want to just recklessly let that all go for something better, something greater, something stronger, something more in line of who we truly are. So what is the fear? What is the anxiety that stops you from getting up and going forward? And that's something you need to look at this week. Well, I've been called on love and relationships just because Dad started out the deck, and then we had the Two of Cups. But wow, if this is not a card to talk that relationships are probably going to be the most defined part of your week. Here it is, the Tower. I'm just going to set down that deck for a minute because I think we need to pay attention to what the Tower symbolizes here. Okay, now whenever the tower is kind of like that Pluto energy, and we do have um, aspects with Pluto this week. Is it Venus? Well, that would make a lot of sense. Um, Something has to be torn down. Something has to be, yeah. Um, okay. We have the Tower card in love and relationships. Know that when Pluto acts, know that when the Tower comes down, it is to serve your greater purpose in life. And if you know that you should have been out of that relationship a long time ago, or know that you should have stepped into that relationship on a deeper level a long time ago, now is the time. Okay, maybe you have been at odds with your partner, or a friend, or gosh, a group of people. Maybe it's somebody at work, maybe within the community, maybe it is a sibling or a parent. Okay, and maybe you've been slowly breaking yourself up so you don't have to interact with that person on a greater level. You don't share yourself the way you once did with them, and now it's time to start doing that again. Now it's time to remove those walls, to let that tower come down, to be present in the relationship. Or it could be that certain relationships need to end. A friendship that in some way they dissipate your energy, in some way um, they don't allow you to be you. So yeah, here's another part of meditation, and this is a beautiful week. This is a beautiful week for affirming the new possibilities of your tomorrow, to do those new moon affirmations. So what relationships do you really believe that you need to be present in, and to strengthen and to grow, and remember, there's new relationships here too, so it's taking a chance on a new beginning that you might be fearful of. And what wall is preventing you from maybe allowing somebody new into your life? Heavy reading for you guys. Heavy reading for you guys. But I think that, the Ace of Pentacles still sits right in the middle of this reading. So, yeah, I'll put you in my prayers that everything goes smoothly. I guess the best thing, we'll get to the last two cards in a second. The best thing is to honor you, truthfully. And maybe that's why we're so reminiscent at the beginning of the week. We have to look back and understand, play those old movies in your mind, yes, but don't attach the emotion to it. Rather, try and seek, and not what you could have done differently or anything like that, but the wisdom you took away from it. Okay, and through taking the wisdom from the situation, yeah, you will see how you can go forward with a new step, a new bounce, a new reaction, a new sense of wording, a new commitment level. Spirituality, and the Two of Wands. There's some new paths to be taken. You will get that intuitive knowing of what path best serves you. Now, will you honor your truth? Will you honor the you? You honor you? Or will you go by somebody else's expectations of you, or where they've led you till now, where you have allowed for them to have more control than you have control? With this card, it's very bland. I almost think that you get the set of paints, you get the paintbrush, you can redefine your future in your through your spirituality, in your belief of what can be, of your belief of yourself, your talents, your abilities, of who you are, what you give to a relationship, what relationships should give back to you, and writing your new story. Writing your story of the abundance that you want to come into your life. And what does that abundance look like? What does it entail? Yeah, I would say, there's journaling here, but if you're not a writer, then get out the paints and paint your feelings, or sculpt your feelings, or Let your emotions out within your meditations. I'm kind of getting that, um, with the Three of Swords there have been things that you haven't been truly honest with yourself about. I would tend to believe that it could be job and it could be career, but I think that's more of just redefining yourself and your gifts and your talents and your abilities and believing in your talents and abilities. But with the Tower card there, in relationships, I think that it has a strength of how we want to go forward in our relationships, how we want to bring maybe that new spark into being in within the relationship, or how we need to walk away from that relationship or relationships. Health and well-being. I don't even want. Oh, look at this. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles, and I've gotten this card um, a lot last week, and it was you're in a tunnel, so to speak. You are in the tunnel, and you are now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But we have to take each step very cautiously, okay? Because we could trip over our own steps if we're going full speed. So it's slowing it down this week in order to walk into the divine beauty that is awaiting you, because that is what this card represents, that the storm clouds have passed, that there is something magical and marvelous, but you don't want to trip and knock yourself out and be unconscious for this new beginning, or not seeing the new beginning, or laying there almost there, but you didn't quite make it because you were too hasty, or you were too risk taking, or you were. So be careful, be careful with risk taking this week in your words and your actions, in your mindset. This is a week to unplug. This is a week to really think things through. Next week, when we have the new moon energy upon us full throttle and Mercury starts going direct again, although we won't be out of that shadow period yet, we will be starting to move forward. Conversations that we need to have with people, because with that Three of Swords, so I don't think with the energy that surrounds us, and this card coming out for our overall well-being, our overall strength, our overall confidence, groundedness, um, we'll hamper ourselves by moving too quickly. We're in that shadow period yet. We want to think, we want to rethink each step, each word, in order to make the right decisions going forward. So don't be hasty this week. Don't push forward too fast. Don't become reckless. But definitely, we want to rethink, especially in relationships. We want to rethink, and in our careers. That's another one that's very strong for where you have been limiting yourself, or holding on to what may be comfortable but not necessarily comfortable. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.